Today, 23 degrees. Believe me, I think it's going to go a little bit higher than that. I'm saying 26 degrees today. Barbara surprised me. Normally she'll pick me off and go 27, 28, something like that. Today she says 25. So she's going to win before me, but I'm going to win overall. Okay? For those of you that are following us right now on Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining us again. Nice to have you back. It really, really is. If you're going to watch this a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? You do. Yep. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Yep. Bell, notifications, right? You understand. Subscribe, give it the thumbs up, and hit that bell for sure. And believe me, you won't miss absolutely entertaining interviews with people that I absolutely love. And today, Tracy Millar is back from Alberta, Canada, and believe me, it's good to catch up with Tracy again. And got to say hi to Pinky Sims as well. Yes, Pinky, we are going to talk about the video. We really, really are. And I'm going to love meeting up with Tracy. Now, I love this track, but first of all, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
I love this song. I do.
Hi, Pinky.
So, do you like fishing? I think I asked you that the last time, didn't I?
Got some fishing trips planned already for the summer, so yeah.
Nice. How are you going with the COVID thing? You okay?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty worn down. But you know, just walking the same path everybody else is. So day by day.
I get it. By the way, that's a heck of an impressive set of gats you've got behind you.
Oh, thanks. My collection.
Nice. I'm liking the pink one with the pink.
I know, isn't that awesome?
It's wicked.
Who doesn't want a pink ukulele?
Exactly. That's something you need first thing in the morning.
It has it on it.
It's something you need every morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a dose of pink ukulele. I could deal with that. I get into that. That quirky. Tracy, it is really, really cool to have you back, my friend, and I really am excited. I am for Loretta's Moonshine. Believe me, folks, you're going to love it. It's a world premiere right here at Galaxy. I've got to let you know, what was it this morning? 75 countries were logged in this morning so far, so hopefully we're retaining those. We've just got the statistician there. I've just given us some work to do. So we've picked up a couple of countries since the last time we've seen each other.
Oh, that's fantastic. You're working hard for it, man.
Believe me, we really are. I got to be honest. Well, Barbara is so proficient at finding all of these bands that, you know, we got to whittle it down and make it manageable. And that's not easy these days because it seems like everybody in the world wants an interview, which is cool. Keep it coming. Keep her working. Keep it going.
I feel pretty honored to be on the list. That's awesome.
Oh, it is. It really is. I think we're booked out to when? End of May.
Yes, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, believe me, we're that far out, it's not funny. And I don't know whether you have the traditions that we have here in New Zealand, but April 1 is coming around, and that's my day for shenanigans.
Oh, yes, it's ours here too, so.
I like that. I do.
I'm a bit of a practical joker, so I try to come up with something.
You're the same, aren't you, Grant?
I am totally the same. We have an island in Auckland called Rangitoto. It's actually a volcanic island. It's a dormant one.
Yep.
And this year I think I'm going to put a phone box on there and call it historic, and then say that the council want to rip it down and see if we can get some protesters out there. Thing is, there's no phone box there.
No doubt.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, I am absolutely elated to be joined yet again by Tracy Millar coming out of Alberta, Canada. Got to say hi to Pinky. We love Pinky Sims, we really, really do. And welcome back, Tracy.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's awesome to see you guys again and chat. It's awesome.
It is an absolute pleasure. Now, well, I've got to be honest with you, as I was saying, you know, April 1st is April Fool's Day, and that's my day. I love to do things like that. I was giving you the idea about the phone box on Rangitoto. 1 year, I've got to be honest with you, just not so far away from us is a little city called Whakatane. Now, off there's an active volcano called White Island, and vicariously it actually blew up how long ago? About 2 years ago?
Oh, most probably, yes.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, and it did manage to score a few people's lives as well. So believe me, it's a very, very dangerous place to be. But a couple of years prior to that actually happening, April Fool's Day came around, and I decided, well, why not rescue the goats on the island? So let's go and get the fishermen out there and rescue the goats on the island, right? And said basically, the place is going to blow up. Please, can we get some fishermen out there, go and rescue the goats and all the wildlife off the island and bring it back to the mainland. I must admit, I think I got maybe about 3-4 major vessels get in touch with me and say, listen, we're out there, let's go ahead and do it. But the problem is, there is absolutely no life on the island at all.
We have a big
Did he
hum.
appreciate your humor?
Not one bit. I seem to have a rather major hum happening here, so I'll just try and take care of that as much as I can. There you go. Look at that. Sorry, we've had a techo guy in here messing around, and well, some things make a hum every now and again. Get a bit worried about stuff like that. It's like going to the doctor and saying, you know, I found one of these over here yesterday. And he goes, well, don't worry about it. You got one on the other side as well. Yeah.
Sort of somehow, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, excuse me, what the hell's going on here? It's called old age, apparently.
I know. I'm well aware.
I can now officially say that I have a muffin top. Which is,
Wow.
yeah.
You must be wearing really skinny jeans then if you have a muffin top, guy.
Yeah, pretty much I am, actually. I am.
Good for you. Own it.
Yeah, exactly. Gail Hammond, the man himself, is watching us right now. Welcome, Gail, and thank you, and to your brother Dale as well, for making that absolutely hilarious Moonshine DJ Grant thing. I'm loving that, and going to use it especially when we play Susie. I really, really am. Dwayne Watson, Randy Rand is joining us. Randy Rand. Yeah, lead singer for the band Autograph. Nice to have you on board. Dwayne, love you, and thank you so much for joining us as well. Today we're talking to Tracy Millar. Absolutely a big fan of Tracy Millar's, I really, really am. And we opened up the show with Girls Like Fishing Too. Are you a great fisherman yourself, or a fisher person yourself?
Well, I don't know, the great might be pushing it a little bit. But, you know, I'm very enthusiastic. How's that sound? I'm a very enthusiastic fisherwoman. And, you know, I get pretty excited when I get anything on the end of my hook, even if it's, you know, this big. So, no, you know, I think it's just more being outside. I'm a real outdoors woman, and I love being outside in nature. And, you know, I love the opportunity to just get out. And, you know, it's not always great weather when we plan a fishing trip, but you know, I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the sport, and I really do enjoy it more when I'm catching fish because I enjoy eating them. And, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't say I'm a great fisherwoman, but I am certainly a very enthusiastic fisherwoman.
Now, tell me, what's your favourite? Do you prefer off a boat, off rocks into a surf, or off a jetty?
Absolutely, I love fishing out of a boat. You know, I like getting in the boat and heading out to, you know, the spots that you figure will be good fishing, or looking for them, and just sitting out in the boat, throwing the anchor and casting and reeling in and casting and reeling in, trolling. Yeah, I just find it really relaxing. It's awesome.
Very, very cool, and I'm really, really happy to see that you could be a spokesperson for every woman that wants to go out fishing right now. Well done, I love that idea. And you've got some shows, some fishing excursions coming up in the near future, maybe?
Oh, well, trying to plan the summer. It's hard to know what the summer's going to look like as far as performing goes, so a person has to make alternate plans, and, fortunately, I'm in a position where I have a lot of hobbies. I definitely don't let the grass grow underneath my feet. So, I have some fishing trips booked, and looking forward to the summer. It'll be awesome no matter what.
Nice, nice. Are you going to take Pinky with you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have gone with her. We've gotten into some trouble in the past, but she lives in province way, so it just depends on if our schedules collide or not. So.
Tracy, I'm going to talk to you later on. I want to know what sort of trouble you got into. I really do.
Yeah, maybe. I'll never tell.
No. You're one of those girls. Don't kiss and tell. I'm not going to do it. No. Okay.
I got her on a horse, I can tell you that. So.
Okay, well, that's something you won't get me doing, to be very honest with you. I had a bad experience once, so, you know how people say get right back on the horse and, Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, one broke my rib cage, broke a couple of legs, never had the chance of getting back on a horse for years, and when I did, stepped away and never did it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why they say you got to get back on, because when you just have a wreck, it makes you lose your confidence. There's no doubt about it.
Well,
I've had a few myself.
Well, I got to be honest with you. It's really hard to get back on a horse when it's sitting on you.
Well, that's true, but I don't even want to know how that happened. Maybe you're like on the end of the horse or something, Grant.
No, I had everything going for me all at once. It just maybe the horse didn't like me, something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, possible. Sometimes they got your number. There's no doubt about it.
Yep, and this one, it really had my number. In fact, it cost me a bit of hospital time. It really, really did. But having said that, you sent me a little video about winter when you went for a sleigh ride, and believe me, we were discussing going for a sleigh ride the last time we spoke prior to Christmas time. Absolutely picturesque. It was fantastic. I was very jealous. I got to be honest with you, would have loved to have been there.
Well, I'm pretty fortunate where I live. I, live out in the prairies in Alberta, and I'm close to a lot of, right where I am, I have the opportunity to be able to do that because, number one, I'm a horse girl, so I have a horse and I have a sleigh, and if I have snow, that's a bonus. It gives us something to do in the wintertime. But, yeah, it was pretty fun. It was awesome. My husband used to be a chuck wagon driver, and so the horse that I use on my sleigh was our old lead horse, one of our lead horses on the chuck wagon rig. So when we hooked him up to that sleigh, man, he was just farting and grinning. He was pretty happy to be hooked up to something. He thought it was going to be a race, and it was pretty fun. He was very enthusiastic because he's been retired off the wagon for a few years, so I think he was a little bit confused as to what exactly was going on because he hadn't had harness on him for a while, so...
Very, very cool. Now, Selena Pinky Sims is saying, hey, Barb, dogs are watching Auntie Tracy. Okay.
Aww.
Okay. Very, very cool.
Yeah, her dogs. I love her dogs. They're adorable.
Nice. Well, it's nice to have them entertained as well. And, of course, Randy Rand, got to say thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Always a pleasure. It really is always a pleasure to catch up with Autograph. And of course, Jimmy Bell and the boys, say hi to them for us, won't you? Now, I am absolutely...
Hey, everybody. Tuning in.
Yeah. Look, I'm absolutely excited, Tracy, because we're about to release a brand spanking new song to the world. And this is a fantastic song, Loretta's Moonshine. But at the same time, I want you to explain to me not only about the lyrics and everything like that, but I want you to talk about the video as well.
Well, this should fall right into the fact that you're supposedly a moonshine guy, right?
According to the Hammond brothers, apparently I am.
Then they'll love this, So what's kind of funny is when I did up my very first interview with you back in July, it was the day after we shot the video for this song. So I may have been a little bit tired, a little bit under the weather. But, so Loretta's Moonshine is actually, well, it's a song that came really by fluke. We were sitting around after playing a rodeo dance, and we were sitting in our campsite just visiting with friends, and my friend's mom's name is Loretta. And Loretta is now in her 80s. And Loretta was telling stories about when she was a teenager and maybe getting into a little trouble, and her dad giving them the what for because they'd snuck some of his moonshine. As sometimes teenagers like to do. And I laughed, and I said, "Oh, sure, Loretta, I'll bet." I said, "I'll bet you were making your own moonshine." I said, "Loretta's Moonshine." And I said, "Oh, Loretta's Moonshine." I said, "That sounds like a song." And just like that, the title came into my head. And Loretta's daughter, who's one of my best friends, had us hired the following year for a milestone birthday party. And they've got this beautiful, beautiful big hip roof barn on their farm. And she said, "Okay, well, you need to write it, and you better have it written and sing it at the barn dance next year." And I kind of laughed. I said, "Oh, sure, no problem." So I actually did start writing it, but kind of left it on the shelf for a bit and revisited it a few times. So the day of the barn dance, in the morning, Brenda says to me, "So, are you going to sing Loretta's Moonshine tonight?" And I said, "Absolutely, a promise is a promise," but I didn't have the song finished. I had the first verse and a chorus, so I literally sat in the yard on a lawn chair. Somebody gave me a beer, and I had my beer, and I started writing, and they're like, "Do you need another beer?" And I'm like, "You know what, I might." So I had another beer, and I kept writing. I wrote the song. We went to our sound check. I wrote out a chart. I gave it to the guys in the band. I said, "Hey, you guys, here's a new song I just finished this morning, and this is how it goes. This is the tempo. This is the rhythm. Here's the chord chart." And we ran it once in sound check, and then we played it that night for the barn dance and surprised her because I didn't really think she'd think I'd pull it off. And everybody loved it. They just went crazy over it. And what was funny is I didn't even know all the words to my own song that I had just written, so I had them typed out on my iPhone and had it in front of me on my mic stand. And I can't see very well, so I'm up there trying to read the words to this song that I just written. But it was a big hit, so I went to the studio and recorded the song, and then it just seemed fitting to do a video in the barn where we first performed the song. So the video for Loretta's Moonshine has Loretta is starring in it, and she's the bartender in the video. And all of our friends that were part of the original barn dance the year before were all in the video, and it's in a beautiful, beautiful barn. It was an amazing setting, and it's once you see the video, it really brings a whole new vision of the song. There's no doubt.
So who produced this?
So the fellow that produced this recording for me is a man by the name of Bart McKay. And Bart McKay is out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and Bart is a multiple Canadian Country Music Association award winner for Producer of the Year. He's won Juno Awards. He's a very well recognized music producer in Canada. So he really brought my vision to life for me because he knows I'm very traditional sounding in my country music, and he made it happen for me, that's for sure.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Tracy. We have played it a couple of times now. Haven't said anything. Literally just didn't say anything. Just played it. And we played it on Sunday, actually. And believe me, when I got into work this morning, everybody wanted to know about it. They really, really did. So, thank you for explaining it. Let's release it to the world. Here's Tracy Millar, Loretta's Moonshine. I loved it. As soon as I heard it, I loved it. I really did. And believe me, I had no idea who, what, when, where. I actually got the song originally off Barbara on a little USB thing that I put through to my car stereo. And as soon as I heard this, I went, That's Tracy Millar.
That's awesome.
Loved it.
That's awesome.
I really, really did. And the reason why I asked about who produced it was such a good job. Well done.
Well,
You know?
Yeah, no, the musicianship in that song is amazing. It's amazing. We had a couple, the steel guitar player and the fiddle player are both actually Nashville well-known musicians down in Nashville, session players, and the rest are all Canadians. So yeah, it was a real great, bringing a bunch of different, very talented individuals together on that project.
Very cool. Who was the steel guitarist?
What's his name? That Mike. Oh my gosh. Isn't that terrible? I'm just completely drawing a name on it. Pardon me, drawing a blank on his name. He's played with Alton Krauss and Dolly Parton. You name it. He's just the steel guitar player down in Nashville, but I'm drawing a blank on his name.
It'll come later.
Yeah, it'll come about 10 minutes after we hang up.
I know. And you and say, hey, I remember this name.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You will do too. And you know something? Happens to me all the time. It really, really does. I've got a friend of mine who comes out of North Carolina who's a steel guitarist, if you know what I mean, and lap guitarist.
Oh.
Huge. He does so well. He really, really does. And his name is Terry Van Cannon. And
Okay.
the reason why I say that is that Terry might actually be watching this, and if you are, I wanted half a dozen of your bobbleheads. Okay. Believe me, he's got a
Hi,
bobblehead
dear.
toy thing that's
Hi.
been produced.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
I want about a half dozen.
I love steel guitar. It just, to me, it's an authentic country sound, and I love having steel guitar in my music. It's my favorite instrument.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the deck. That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM and joined live by Tracy Millar coming out of Alberta, Canada. And, well, frankly, I'm not 29 anymore, so I'm allowed to talk to her about alcohol and all sorts of things, you know?
We're legal age, absolutely.
Exactly.
We had actual Loretta's moonshine at the barn dance. We made something. All my girlfriends got together and made this recipe that Loretta had and used it for all intents and purposes to be Loretta's moonshine in the video that we shot. And that was a huge hit. And now I have a local distillery here where I live who is making Loretta's moonshine.
Awesome. Oh,
We
well.
not only have a song and we have a video, we actually have a distillery
Awesome.
making Loretta's moonshine.
Send me
And
some.
you can order it online. They'll ship it to you in New Zealand.
Yeah, believe me.
Or wherever you want.
Send me a bottle, please. I would love to have a bottle just to give that a try. I love that idea. Loretta's moonshine. Keep an eye out.
All right.
Yeah, please. I want a bottle of that.
No, it's awesome. The Back 40 Distillery in Camrose, Alberta. I took them the recipe and I told them who I was and I said, hey, I have this idea, and it just so happened the day that I phoned them to talk about it, I hung up the phone with the one gentleman, and my song came on the radio, and he's like, it was just meant to be.
Awesome.
Look at that. And I agree with that. It must have been meant to be because, believe me, I think you're a huge radio star all around the world. And, well, you know, radio stations should be proud of themselves to be able to play your music. Believe me, it's that good quality, eh?
Oh, well, thanks. That's really kind of you. It's, definitely an amazing thing to know that your music's heard all over the world. And, you know, I don't know, it's very surreal to me. There's no doubt that I get my radio tracking report from Pinky, and we're almost at 500 stations across the world. It's like, holy moly, like, wow, it's great. So we just got to open up the borders so I can come visit you all and come bring my music to you. That's what I'm holding on to. So.
And a bottle of that moonshine.
Absolutely. You'll love it. It's so good. And it's not really moonshine, but we call it that because the song's called Loretta's Moonshine. But it's pretty awesome. Ask Pinky. She ordered a whole bunch.
No wonder the dogs are watching this now.
Are you having a moonshine
Maybe
now?
she's having a little Sunday afternoon Loretta's Moonshine on the rock.
You never know. She might be feeding some to the animals too. Here, watch this. This is funny. I love that idea. I really do. Continue with that. Pinky, send me a couple of bottles. In fact, send me a whole case of it. I want a bit of that for sure. But we're going to have to move on at the moment, my friend. I want you to do one thing for me. Will you do this? Will you continue to write? Will you continue to record? Will you please continue to send it to me? And will you come back again?
Absolutely. You know, it's always a pleasure. You guys are awesome to me. I really appreciate it. So, very humbled. My heart is full.
Well,
so thank you.
The humbleness goes both ways.
Is it?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm very humbled as well to be. 500 radio stations. She's got us in there. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with us. We'd love to have you come back. And believe me, the reason why I'm saying this, not only for your benefits, but for mine as well, without people, talented people like yourself, I don't have a job. You know what I mean?
Well, appreciate it. We really do. I mean, you keep us going, so thank you.
Absolute
We all need
pleasure.
each other. We all need each other.
Crazy.
Especially as independent artists, we all need each other.
It's a crazy world, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
You know, and
But
believe me,
thank you.
it's an absolute pleasure. Yes, I'm very, very humbled to have Tracy Millar joining us, coming out of Alberta, Canada. Pinky Sims, love you. We really, really do. For everybody else that's joining us, thank you so much for checking us out with Tracy Millar. And, well, if you're going to watch later on, don't forget, folks, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. You got it. You know what it's about. You're right here at Galaxy. Let's go moonlighting. Here's Leo Sayer.